hope your popcorn stash is completely full, because 2026 and beyond promise to be the years of the most intense movie releases in history. Peppa Pig Perfect Vacation. To kick off our list, let's talk about Peppa Pig Perfect Vacation, the movie that is going to be the Little Pig's first feature film made entirely in 3D, which is something completely unprecedented. We even know part of the story where Peppa found out that her family wouldn't be traveling this year. She was very disappointed. However, a sudden storm transported her to faraway China. Peppa embarked on a wonderful adventure until she reunited with her family and had the absolute perfect vacation of her life. The new movie about the most famous pink little pig in the world is scheduled to be released in China on August 24th. 2026, and in the United States on November 22nd, 2026, the Bluey movie. And if Peppa is about to have her first CGI movie, her main competitor is also doing the exact same thing. Scheduled to premiere on August 6th, 2027, the Bluey movie will be the first film featuring the Australian blue puppy, and it promises to break box office records, since the animation distributed by Disney is simply the most watched show in the world over the last 2 years. The story is still a mystery, but many believe that we will see Bluey and Bingo on an adventure, which by all indications involves their dad's archaeology work. Will they go to Egypt to see mummies, or maybe visit the Great Wall of China? Only time will tell. Toy Story 5. If you and I are fans of animated movies today, we have to thank Toy Story, the very first fully animated feature film in history. And very soon, we will have the 5th movie of the franchise that everyone thought was over, hitting theaters on June 19th, 2026. This time the main enemy is Lilypad, and her macabre plan to be Bonnie's one and only toy. The movie will feature an army of Buzz Lightyears, Woody's baldness on full display, and the return of the greatest villain in the franchise, Lotso, Incredibles of 3. Speaking of movies that are going to make history, Disney confirmed at D23 in 2025 the official release of the 3rd movie in Pixar's superhero franchise, The Incredibles. Considering that the 2nd movie picked up exactly where the 1st movie left off, we can imagine that the exact same thing is going to happen in movie 3. Remembering that the film ended with the family chasing down a group of bank robbers. Not to mention that the Underminer, the villain from the beginning of the 2nd movie, is still on the loose and will definitely be in the new movie too. June 19th, 2028 is the date to watch this brand new masterpiece, Super Mario Smash Bros., the movie. I know the 2nd movie just came out, but there is absolutely no doubt that a 3rd movie is on the way. More than that, the possibility of it being an epic event with various Nintendo characters is simply gigantic. Dubbed by fans as Super Mario Smash Bros. The movie, the story's focus would be on fights between the gaming company's characters, centered around Mario, Luigi, and Peach, of course. If the time frame between the movies is the same as between the 1st and the 2nd, we can imagine that in June 2028, we could be going to the theaters to see the new movie of the Plumber Brothers, Minions 3. Now, speaking of surprises, we have to mention the 3rd Minions movie. Initially scheduled for 2027, the animation was moved up to the 1st of 2026. The adventure will bring new Minions as protagonists and will also throw the immortal little yellow beings into an adventure involving monsters and the possible destruction of planet Earth. Nothing too crazy for Gru's future employees, right? The Forgotten Island. DreamWorks recently released the first trailer for their 2026 movie, The Forgotten Island. Based on the friendship between 2 Asian girls from the Philippines, the movie follows the same animation style as Puss in Boots, The Last Wish. Betting on magic, the power of friendship, and breathtaking effects, the animation will premiere on September 25th, 2026. K-pop Demon Hunters 2, and if the deal is movies starring Asian girls, the biggest hit in this area promises to have its sequel soon, but not that soon. Of course, we are talking about the biggest hit in Netflix history, K-pop Warriors. Themes like Rumi's past and Jinu's fate might be addressed in the movie, besides, of course, a possible 4th member of the Huntrix appearing to complete the team. Unfortunately, the projection for the movie is only for the summer of 2028, possibly even stretching into 2029. Star Fox the movie. If there is one thing on Nintendo's mind right now, it's making money by creating movies out of their most famous games. And as you might know, the appearance of Fox McCloud, the protagonist of the Star Fox franchise, is a strong indication that this could be one of the next movies to be released by the company. Probably the main enemy of the movie will be the same as the first game, the Machiavellian Andross, who threatens to take down the Lilat system. The estimate is that the movie hits the big screens in 2027. Moana live action. Not all the movies on the list are sequels or original films. Some are just live-action versions of established hits. This is exactly the case with the Real People movie of Moana, which will be released on July 10, 2026. We will finally see what it would be like if Moana and Maui were humans just like us, only with demigod powers. Lilo and Stitch too. Speaking of Disney live actions, we can't fail to mention the second Lilo and Stitch movie, which is scheduled for May 26, 2028. The big news? We will have the introduction of Angel, the great love of Stitch's life in the story. Anxious to see how all of this is going to happen. Now seriously, after all these details and Easter eggs, I think we deserve your subscription, don't we? Shrek 5. Does everything good last forever? It seems like in Shrek's case that's true, since DreamWorks announced that on June 30th, 2027, we will have the 5th movie of the most famous Green Ogre franchise in the animation world being released. With an older Shrek and Donkey, everything indicates that the center of attention in the movie will be Felicia, the ogre's daughter with Fiona. Now, who will be the villain of the story? According to fans, the ideal figure for the job would be the Rat King, the enemy of the Nutcracker, from the Christmas fairy tale. Choosing him would be to poke at Disney, since Mickey recently entered the public domain. That would definitely be a master-level trolling by DreamWorks that would never be forgotten. Frozen 3. Taking advantage of the fact that we mentioned Disney's biggest symbol, we can't forget that D23 also announced that Frozen 3 is in development. And of course, we can't help but imagine that the movie is going to revolve around a possible return of Prince Hans, using magic to disguise his appearance, with the intention of ruining Anna and Kristoff's wedding, and on top of that, taking over the kingdom since Elsa is no longer there, since she became the 5th spirit. We will find out if that's true and much more on November 24th. 2027, Sing 3, and at some point in 2027, we will also have the release of the 3rd movie in the Sing franchise. The story is still a mystery, but as a suggestion, it would be really cool to see a mammal excluded by the movie's society, like a platypus, rocking the stage in this movie, don't you think? It would be a slap in the face of prejudice, and another excellent animated movie, Zootopia 3. If you watched Zootopia 2, you know that the ending completely confirmed that the 3rd movie is just a matter of time. When Judy looks out her window, we see a feather falling, indicating that besides mammals and reptiles, the next movie for Judy and Nick is going to involve more than swamps, the sky itself. Which makes sense, since that is the habitat of birds. We are anxiously waiting for the year 2028, which is when the movie will probably be released. Ice Age 6. Going back to historical franchises, long before Illumination dreamed of creating the Minions, Blue Sky created one of the most beloved franchises by kids from the 2000s, Ice Age. And even after the studio was bought by Disney and shut down, the franchise remains alive and strong, with the 6th movie being announced for February 5th, 2027, bringing back once again the trio of friends Manny, Sid, and Diego in an adventure that will probably involve Manny's grandson and a possibility of the end of the Ice Ages once again. Masters of the Universe, He-Man. If the former kids of the 2000s had their eyes shining upon hearing about the previous movie we mentioned, the former kids of the 1990s did the same when seeing the trailer for Masters of the Universe, which resurrects once and for all the He-Man franchise apparently in grand style. The date to see Prince Adam and Skeletor having a good old-fashioned battle on the outskirts of Castle Grayskull is scheduled for June 6th, 2026. Donkey Kong Country, the movie. If Mario and even Star Fox have their own movies, Nintendo made a point of making it clear in the post-credits scenes of Super Mario Galaxy that Donkey Kong's solo adventure to face his longtime enemy, King K. Rool, boss of the plundering Kremlin crocodiles, also already has a set date. And all of this will be able to be seen in the middle of 2028, much to the joy of fans of the Big Ape. Cocomelon, the movie. Now let's talk about the original DreamWorks movie that could revolutionize the market. Cocomelon the movie is going to bring an adventure involving little JJ, making the children's music franchise step out of YouTube straight to the big screens once and for all. The expected release date for this movie, that will attract millions of children to the theater, is February 26th, 2027. A Minecraft movie too. On July 23, 2027, we will also have the most highly anticipated premiere of gaming-inspired movies of the year. On that date, we will see Steve along with Alex, who appeared in the post-credits scene end up in the cube world, and probably go down into the Ender underworld. Who knows? Maybe they find the Ender Dragon and wipe him out too, right? The Secret Life of Pets 3. And to close it out with a golden key to the kennel, we can't fail to mention that Illumination's plans to release Pets 3 once and for all have leaked. This time, we are going to see another adventure of Duke and Max, only a little bit older, leaving the wild urban world and ending up in the wild world of the African savannas. Of course, this is a theory, but it sure would be cool. According to reliable sources, the idea is to release the movie in 2028. We'll wrap up here, but if you also love everything involving pop culture, check out these 2 video options we're leaving for you on your screen. You can watch either of the 2, you're sure to love them.